Hello friends, welcome back to our channel NEET Biology Expert. I am Dr. Parveen. In this lecture series, we are studying Class 12 Biology Chapter Reproductive Health. In this particular lesson, we are going to study about our third most important bacterial sexually transmitted infection, that is chlamydiasis. Previously, we have seen two other important bacterial infection, that is gonorrhea and syphilis. Okay, so this is about chlamydia. So what is chlamydia? What are the characteristics of chlamydia? Let's see. Chlamydia is a gram-negative coccobacilli. See, when you talk about a structure of bacteria, if an organism is round in shape, we call this as cocci. Okay, coccus or cocci. And if it is rod shape, we call this as bacillus, singular. Okay. So this organism is not cocci or not bacilli. So this is coccobacilli. The shape is different. Okay. So that's why we call this as coccobacilli. And this organism, chlamydia, it has several important characteristics. It is neither bacteria nor viruses. Okay. This organism shares some properties with bacteria and some properties with viruses. So for example, chlamydia contains DNA, RNA, ribosomes and cell wall. So these characters are similar to bacteria. How? See, bacteria contains both DNA and RNA, whereas viruses, if we see viral genetic material, viruses contain either DNA or RNA, not both, right? No ribosomes present in viruses, no cell wall present in viruses. So chlamydia contains DNA, RNA, ribosomes and cell wall, which is similar to bacterial characteristics. But here the cell wall is very less. So we call the bacterial cell wall as peptidoglycan, right? So this peptidoglycan layer is very thin. So that's why when you do gram staining, the peptidoglycan go and color the peptidoglycan. So since here the cell wall is very thin, when you do gram staining for chlamydia, it appears gram negative, right? Fine. So they are non-motile and this organism lack ATP and biosynthetic pathway, which is an important characteristics which is similar to viruses. So how the viruses replicate? The viruses do not have their own ATP synthesis mechanism or any other biochemical pathway. They don't have mitochondria. So the viruses completely depend on the host cell for its energy production. Same like viruses, the chlamydia also behaves. They do not have the ATP synthesizing mitochondria. They do not have any biochemical pathways. They depend upon the host cell. Okay, so that's why this is an obligate intracellular parasite. Obligate means compulsory. Compulsorily it lives within a cell. That's why it's called intracellular. Same as viruses. Also, chlamydia is called as energy parasites because they don't produce its own ATP. They depend on the host cell for the ATP synthesis. Okay, they are called as energy parasites. This chlamydia has three important species: Chlamydia trachomatis, Chlamydia psittaci and Chlamydia pneumoniae. So this trachomatis and pneumoniae, these two species causes infection in the humans. Okay, these two species causes infection in the human beings, whereas Chlamydia psittaci, it causes infection in the birds. From the birds, the human get infected. Okay, so it is an example for zoonotic disease. What is zoonotic disease? Any diseases which spread from animals to human beings. It could be animal, fishes, birds, anything. So Chlamydia psittaci is an example for zoonotic disease. Chlamydia trachomatis and pneumoniae cause infection in the human beings. Now here we will see about Chlamydia trachomatis. This chlamydia infection is a common sexually transmitted disease. Okay, chlamydia is a common sexually transmitted infection. In this Chlamydia pneumoniae, the species causes pneumonia, that is a respiratory tract infection. Whereas Chlamydia trachomatis, this species causes two important infections: lymphogranuloma venereum (LGV) and trachoma. These are the two important diseases caused by Chlamydia trachomatis. So let us see the first one, lymphogranuloma venereum. So what is this? This is primarily an infection of the lymphatics and the lymph nodes. So look at the name of the disease. Lymphogranuloma. Granuloma means some granules like formation. Okay, where it is forming in the lymph glands, lymph nodes. Okay, and venereum. What is venereum? Venereal disease means it is the other name for sexually transmitted infections, right? So lymphogranuloma venereum, the terminology itself says this is a sexually transmitted infection where some granuloma forms in the lymph nodes. Okay, right. So this is a primary infection of the lymphatic system and the lymph nodes. The disease occurs in 3 different stages. So let us see the first stage. What is the first stage? We know that this is a sexually transmitted infection. So the mode of entry is through sexual contact, sexual intercourse. Okay, so we have this mucous membrane. We have mucous membrane right from our nostrils till our anus. We have mucous membrane in different regions. So similarly, we have mucous membrane in our genital region also. If there is any wound or any scratches or any cut in the mucous membrane of the genital system, so the bacteria enters through the break in that skin and cross the epithelial cells of the mucous membrane of the genitalia. Okay, so this is the first route of entry. Then in about 3 days, the organism causes a small skin lesion or ulcer. This is highly important. It causes ulcer at the site of entry, where in the genital region. But majority of the time it heals by itself. We won't recognize that there is an ulcer. Okay, so the patient won't recognize, they heal so quickly and it pass unnoticed. The patient won't notice it. Okay, so this is the first stage. That means the bacteria is entering through the sexual intercourse. If there is a break in the skin, the organism cross this and it enters in the mucous membrane, and where the organism is entering in that region, it causes a small ulcer. So it heals automatically. It heals automatically. That means only in the outside region it heals, whereas the bacteria enters the next stage. Okay, that is the stage 2. The organism travels from the site of inoculation to the lymphatic channel. Now, from the route of the entry, that means in the genital region, from the genital region, it goes to the nearest lymphatic channel. Okay, they multiply within the mononuclear phagocytes of the lymph nodes. You know what is a phagocyte? Phago means phago. Phago means eating. Okay, eating. Cytes means what? Cell. So this cell eats whatever is unwanted for the body. It eats our old cells. It eats any foreign antigen coming like this. Phagocytic cells, macrophages, monocytes, these are all phagocytic cells. They are the police force of our body. They are a type of WBC cell. They give immunity. But this organism, Chlamydia trachomatis, they go directly in the military camp. So military camp is the region which gives protection for a country, right? So their military people are there. So this Chlamydia trachomatis, where it goes, it directly goes and attacks the military camp. That is the lymphatic system. Lymphatic system is full of white blood cells. It gives immunity to our body. It has lymph nodes, right? So it attacks the military camp and directly it attacks the military person. That is the phagocytic cell. It go and sits and multiplies within the phagocytic cell. Okay, so we know that this is an intracellular parasite, right? So it won't go anywhere in the body. Directly goes and attacks the phagocytic cell. It multiplies within the phagocytic cell. Okay, so what happens now? The inguinal lymph nodes, they get enlarges. We have lymph nodes in here in the neck region, in our axilla, in the groin region, right? So whenever any small infection is there, the lymph nodes get enlarges, because it is understandable that the WBC cells and in the lymph nodes, they are fighting against the incoming pathogen. Now here the pathogen itself is sitting within the WBC cells. So the lymph node enlarges much larger. So here, see, look at this picture. This is the inguinal lymph node which enlarges in both the sides of the groin region. Okay, and large tender masses called buboes are formed. So this enlargement of the lymph node is called as buboes. This word is important, buboes. Okay, so multiple draining sinus tracts may develop and discharge the pus or the blood. So later there will be sinuses. The small region is called sinuses will be there. So through the sinuses, pus or blood will be leaked out. Okay, so that was the second stage. Now third stage. So what happens in the third stage? The lesion heals with scarring. So look here, this is the buboes, the lymph node in the inguinal region, enlargement, buboes, This occurs at the second stage. Now this is the stage 3. Okay, so what happens here? You could see here scars are present. Scars, the lesion heals with the scars, but sinus tracts persist. The sinus tracts, the tract will be there. Okay, then inflammation due to the untreated infection obstructs the lymphatic vessels, causing swelling and skin sores. If the inflammation is not cleared, if the inflammation is not treated, the organism obstructs the lymphatics because it is passing through the lymphatic system, mixing with the lymph. Okay, so it blocks. Obstruction means blocks. It blocks the lymphatic vessels. So further swelling will be there. So this is the stage 3. Clear? Okay, now let us see what are the symptoms of this disease, lymphogranuloma venereum. This infection affects both male and female equally. Okay, so this LGV, they begin as a self-limited, painless genital ulcer, skin ulcer. We told no, so at the genital region, the organism is entering. So when it enters within 3 days, the skin ulcer will be formed. But most of the time, the patient won't recognize that. They don't notice it. Okay, so that's why it is called as self-limited painless genital ulcer. So people do not have the signs or symptoms initially. They rarely notice the primary infection. Now, after 3 days, when the organism gets mixed with the lymphatic fluid, it shows its symptoms, that is during the second stage of infection. So what will happen? There will be painful urination, vaginal discharge in the women. White color vaginal discharge will be in the women, and similarly from the penis, there will be discharge in the men also, and painful sexual intercourse. Okay, in the women, in both also it will be there. So during sexual intercourse, they feel pain. Not only that, for the women, there will be bleeding. So apart from the normal menstrual bleeding, vagina will have bleeding after the sex. Okay, and there will be pain in the testicles in the men. So these are the symptoms of the lymphogranuloma venereum. Right? Now, so how to diagnose this infection? So diagnosis of this infection is by detecting antibodies. So we know that this is not bacteria. If you, for example, if this is a bacterial infection, we can collect the pus or discharge and do gram staining. You can diagnose something. This is not a bacterial infection, right? That means this characteristics is not same as bacteria. If you do gram staining also, it is gram negative, right? So you could not able to appreciate well. So the better option is to do the serological test. Serological test. What is serological test? Serological test is to detect the presence of antibodies against this organism in the patient serum. Okay. So the first one is complement fixation test, immunofluorescent test, ELISA test. So in these 3 tests, we detect the antibodies against this chlamydial antigen. Okay, it could be IgM antibodies or IgG antibodies. Okay, right? Complement fixation, immunofluorescence and ELISA test. Now, if you want to detect the antigen, in that time you have to do the PCR, polymerase chain reaction, to detect the chlamydial DNA or chlamydial genetic material. Okay, clear? Now, what is the treatment? The treatment for this infection is tetracycline and erythromycin. So look here, this tetracycline and erythromycin, these are antibiotics. We give antibiotics for bacteria, not for viruses, right? So here now it behaves like a bacterial infection. So it works against antibiotics. Okay, so tetracycline and erythromycin are the drug of choice for lymphogranuloma venereum disease. And sometimes if the buboes is larger in size, what the doctor will do, they do drainage of this buboes for the relief of the patient. That is called symptomatic relief. Here, so this is all about lymphogranuloma venereum, a sexually transmitted disease caused by Chlamydia trachomatis. Let us see the second infection caused by Chlamydia trachomatis is trachoma. What is trachoma? Trachoma is a bacterial infection that affects the eyes. This is very, very important. Trachoma is an infection of the eye. So this is a contagious disease. What is contagious? Contagious means easily spreading. Easy spreading. Okay. So it spreads very easily. Such infections are called contagious infection. Quickly spreads from one person to another. Okay, so what is trachoma? Trachoma is an infection in the eye. So when a patient is infected, if you share commonly some things, like for example sharing handkerchiefs with the patient, sharing the towel, dresses, like this common objects, that is called handling the infected items of the patient. So through these infected items, it spreads from one person to the another person. Okay. Okay, so what happens here? The trachoma spreads through contact with the eyes, eyelids, nose, throat secretions of the infected people. Not only eye, nose and throat secretion of the person also contains this bacteria, Chlamydia trachomatis. So whenever they sneeze, whenever they cough, that secretions contains this organism. Okay, so handshaking with that person, and then when you put your hands on the eyes, so you may get the infection like this. It spreads very fastly from one person to the another person. So what are the symptoms of the trachoma? Mild itching initially when the infection is there, there will be mild itching and irritation in the eyes and the eyelids. So like this, so there will be a reddening and light itching, like how we feel when we have dust on our eyes, so like that. Okay, later what happens? Roughening of the inner surface of the eyelids. So look this picture like this, roughening of the inner surface of the eyelids. So the organism multiplies and shows these characteristics, and there will be discharge from the eyes containing mucus and pus. So obviously there will be discharge, yellow color or white color discharge from the eyes. The eyelid swells and there will be photophobia. What is photophobia? Photo means light, phobia means hate. Hating the light, the patient do not wants to see light, they hate light because the eyelids, it's affected. Okay, so they don't want to see the light. That is called light sensitivity, photophobia, and pain in the eyes. So these are the symptoms of trachoma infection. So here this trachoma is, if it is untreated, it may leads to blindness. This is important. That means if Chlamydia trachomatis infection, if not diagnosed in the initial stage, in this eye infection, it leads to permanent blindness in the patient. That's why we say that Chlamydia trachomatis is the leading preventable cause of blindness worldwide. So if you diagnose this trachoma on time, we can prevent this blindness. Okay, so almost 6 million people, they become blind worldwide. It affects almost 10% of the world population. So children are more prone to Chlamydia trachomatis infection. Okay, so who is having this risk factors? The risk factors are poverty, poor condition, people living in crowded and living in poor sanitation, where more people are living in a small house with unhygienic environment like this. Okay, and particularly children of the age group 4 to 6 years, they are more prone to this infection. Females, and the major source of transmission is through flies. Here housefly is the route of transmission, and this is called a mechanical vector. Okay, so what is a mechanical vector? The housefly sits on the um, different objects or in the toilet in such regions. Okay, so here you have a doubt. We are studying about sexually transmitted infection. So how come this trachoma is an eye infection? So what is the relation between these two, right? See, this Chlamydia trachomatis, of course, this causes the most important sexually transmitted infection, lymphogranuloma venereum. If a person in a home is affected by LGV, sexually transmitted disease, the person is using toilet. Okay, so on the toilet seats, there may be the vaginal discharge or discharge from the penis. If that is not properly cleaned, what happened? This housefly go and sits on this toilet seat. It picks up the bacteria, and again this housefly come and sits somewhere in the house on any objects, pen, pencil, somewhere. So if a child is there, the child is touching that pencil, and then the child is rubbing the eyes. So what happens now? This infection from the pencil, the bacteria from the pencil is now transmitted to the eye of the child. So now lymphogranuloma venereum will not come. Now the infection is trachoma. Clear? Because the source of this infection is same, chlamydia trachomatis, but where it causes, if it causes infection in the genital region, it causes Lymphogranuloma venereum. If it causes infection on the eyes, then it causes trachoma. Clear? So housefly here act as a mechanical vector. Lack of latrines like this, unhygienic environment like this, these are the major risk factors for this infection. Okay. So here the worst thing is there is no vaccine for this infection. There is no vaccine for trachoma, but it is highly preventable. Hygiene, personal hygiene is the important thing to prevent trachoma or even lymphogranuloma venereum. And there is an antibiotic tetracycline eye ointment or oral azithromycin. So this is used in case of the infection. If it is very severe stages, then that time surgery is needed. Okay. So look at this picture. These are the different cycles through which the infection spreads between the adult and the kids. It spreads between kids to kids, from the adult to kid, from the elder people to kid, like this. Okay. So the source of the infection for lymphogranuloma venereum and trachoma both are chlamydia trachomatis. So chlamydia trachomatis not only causes trachoma, trachoma means infection in the eye, it also causes conjunctivitis, inflammation in the conjunctiva. It also causes proctitis. What is proctitis? Inflammation in the anus and the rectum. Inflammation in the urethra, urethritis. Inflammation in the fallopian tube, salpingitis, and lymphogranuloma venereum. So these are the different infections, either sexually transmitted infection or this eye infection. So these infections are caused by the one bacteria, that is chlamydia trachomatis. Okay. So I hope this lecture is clear for you. Our next lecture will be on viral sexually transmitted infection. So if you like this lecture, like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, NEET Virology Expert. Thank you.